Now we're going to go ahead and do a valve cover gasket on our 2005 Chevy Aveo. Having said that, let's get started.
We're going to get out these 4 hex bolts here first, but before we do that, these can get a little rusty, so we're going to take a pick tool and clean them out. And just
Yeah, you want to make sure you get right to the bottom of these because you can see they're a little rusty. You want to get that hex head right in there, right to the bottom.
You can see.
Yeah, get that stuff out. We already went over them once already too, so there's a lot of stuff in there.
Now break them all loose.
Yeah, get them right in there. You don't want to strip them.
And you can flip it over and use it like that, or you can grab a T-handle.
All right, gotta love the T-handles. Those things are awesome. And put them in your parts bucket.
Remove your oil cap.
Put them in the parts bucket.
And remove the cover.
Gingerly. Slide right out of there. Oh, all these hoses in the way. A little tricky to get out of there, but we got her. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our spark plug wires and inspect them. They seem to be quite greasy. These ones are labeled from the factory. They do have numbers written on them where you can read it. It's not covered in oil. But just in case they're not, I always like to go 1 in pink. Thanks, Sarah. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just so you don't mix them up. Now they're way down in there, so oh yeah, there you go. Give them a good pull. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they're leaking bad. This one needs to be changed. Coffee. Spring garlic.
Fall garlic.
Fall garlic. Now using our 10 mil socket, we're going to go ahead and take off the remaining bolts from the valve cover. Well, these guys here, there should be 15 of them. So let's do that. Go ahead and break them all loose first, Sarah. That one tight.
Get a better angle on it.
Yeah, there you go. Give her a good sharp snap. And take a driver and spin them the rest way out by hand.
There we go. Remove the hose clamp.
In. I'm going remove the hose. And we're just going to remove the cam sensor. We took the bolts out here because we're doing the timing belt, but you can just unplug it right here. You just push down on this metal piece there. I'll just show you, and it just unplugs like that. If you're just doing the valve cover, but we have this out, so we're just going to leave it right there, just like that. Put it out of the way. Now we're going to cut the zip ties. Remove this foam cover. Now we can get at this clamp. Squeeze that clamp. Slide it off of there. And remove that hose. Just put that out of the way. Once again, cut the zip tie. Now you can kind of see that one, but we've got more zip ties, so no problem. Move that out of the way. Now we can see this guy. Squeeze that clamp. Just slide him up and out of the way. Oh, just remove that hose. Now remove the valve cover. Just like that. And if you look closely around each one of these nut certs here, there's an O-ring. We have to replace all of these. In fact, I think some of them are already gone. That's probably why it's leaking so bad. And that is where these little guys go. They come with the kit. Make sure you have them in the kit, because there's no point in putting this in if you don't do these. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our old gasket. Now this is completely crusty like that. This was once soft rubber, and now you can see it's just gone. That's why it's not sealing anymore. So we have to get all of this out of this groove here. So we're gonna give us a minute here. Okay, where you can get it by hand and it's still a little pliable, by all means do it. This thing's gotten pretty crusty up where there's a lot of heat. As much of it as we can. Oh, it's coming out not too bad up the front here. Alright, that's what's left of that. That's why it's leaking so bad. Now we got to get these out of here. Take a pick tool and get underneath them, and you have to dig that out of there. And these ones are really stiff. Just like that. Get under it. And there you go. And these are just, there's nothing left of them. Now we're going to clean up all these mating surfaces. And to get in that groove, take a screwdriver on your rag and put that in there and clean it out really good so it seats nicely. It doesn't leak again. Just like that. Really good.
Now using our pick tool, we're going to get these O-rings out. Just go in on this side.
There you go. Just like that. We have to do all 15 of them and clean out these seats and then replace them with new ones. So let's do that. Ooh, don't poke yourself.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Yep.
They're tight in there.
Yeah. And they're cooked in there.
Mm.
Yeah, be patient. They're pretty crusty. But you gotta get them out of there or it won't seal any better the next time.
Mm-hmm. Using your pick tool, you can clean in these grooves. Wrap a towel. I'm sure it's not poking through.
Yeah. Just clean it out like that. Just like new. Very good. Now we're going to go ahead and clean the mating surface on the cylinder head as well. Get that right off of there. Now that you've got your surfaces all prepped, these are all cleaned out. Look down in those, make sure they're nice and clean, and they are. Got a little trick for you here. We're going to install the O-rings, but before we do, we're going to give them a coating of petroleum jelly. That way when you turn the bolt in, it lets it slip and seat properly rather than twisting or tearing the O-ring. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. Give it a nice thin coat. Doesn't need much. Just like that. Now go ahead and install it. There we go. Make sure it's all the way to the bottom. Nice. Mm-hmm. Rinse and repeat 15 times. Make sure they're bottom right up, so that way when we flip it over to do the other side, they won't fall out. Yeah. Now these are all installed. You can see the O-rings in there and the Vaseline. Make sure they're bottomed right out, and they are. We can go ahead and flip it over. Now we've got this mating surface all cleaned out, so we can go ahead and install our new gasket. Okay, go and lay that in place. There are locator tabs on it, and there's corresponding notches in the valve cover, so look for that too. You can see the locators there, little notches. Be especially mindful of the corners, because that's where they tend to leak the most. If you want to, you can put a small amount of RTV in the groove, but it's not really necessary. Once again, you can see the locator on the corner. Make sure those go in that slot. Like I said, be very mindful of the corners. We want a good seal. Go along, get the corners first, and then just run over it with your finger. Make sure it's seated all the way to the bottom, just like that. We got the mating surface on the car ready, our gaskets ready. It's time to install it. Start by fishing under here and hooking that hose back up. On some models, they just have like a hose clamp here. This one, there you go, threads in. So that's why you got to take the hose off the side. There's no clamp on this side. But you can't turn it when it's on the car, so you have to take these hoses off. For these models. Some of them don't have it, like I said. Go. Oh, sure that hose goes back in there just like that. Drop these locators in. Make sure she's seated right, and that seems pretty good. We're now going to clean off the back sides, the mating surface of these bolts, because oil does come up this shaft here. That's why you need the O-rings. So we're going to clean this mating surface as well on every bolt before we install them. Less chance of a leak. See the back side there, sir? Just like that. There we go. Let's put them in. Now we're going to go ahead and start tightening this down by hand progressively, just so we get a good seal. And we want to do this before we hook all these hoses up, because you don't want it squirming around. So we're going to start in the middle. It's similar to doing a head bolt. And just till it starts to make contact, we're going to go in stages, and we'll go around a few times. So we want to go working out from the middle. We want to go 1, 2, 3. Where's the other one? 4, 5. Out to the corner. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. And 15. That's the best way to get your best seal out of it. Now we'll go around, and we'll start in the same place as we did in the first time, and go around it again and again and take it up to torque. Now these go to 7 foot-pounds, or what is it, 89 inch-pounds.
Yeah.
But you can just do them with a driver. That's plenty. Just give them a good snug like that. You can see how much the first ones are loose from when I started doing it in this pattern. Plug your hoses back in. 1. And the other. And this guy. Grab all your hose clamps. Hand back on. Put your shielding back on, just like that. Just like that. Install your zip ties. Hi, baby.
Meow meow.
Don't forget to pet the cat. Reinstall the spark plug wires. Yeah, that one's on there. Just like that. Make sure you put them back in the loom at the back of the valve cover here. Just like that. And reinstall our cam sensor. We're going to go ahead and reinstall our plastic cover. Again, a little tricky to get in there. Like that.
Reinstall the cap.
Reinstall the engine cover hex bolts. And those are 2 inch-pounds, 27 inch-pounds, 2 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
So just tighten them in a cross pattern by hand with the T-handle. And just go around and check them again. And there you have your valve cover gasket for your E-Tech 2 16 valve in your 05 Aveo. She's blushing. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Have a good night.